We'll call the meeting to order. First order of business is pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. We go into first order is to review and approve minutes from November 1st. You need to move.
Yeah, so moved, yeah. Second.
All right, all those in favor? Second one. All right, next order of business is members' reports.
Nothing. No good.
I went to the Grange Public Supper, great turnout, it was really fun, good food, nice to see so many people there. Also, did we all get the email from the student from Coble College? Or just me?
I haven't looked at any.
Okay. There's a student, I'm trying to pull it up. She's looking to chat with like people in the community about like their opinion on some things and can give them gift cards as compensation for doing it. She's doing a research project. So I just don't know how we want, if people here are interested in that, or if we want to share that with the community to help her out, but.
Is it something that she's specifically looking for input from like people in civic positions or like that are?
She said. My senior research project is focused on understanding what voters think about energy issues here in the state of Maine. I'm hoping to learn more about public opinion in Somerset County as part of this research, and I'd really value the opportunity to hear your constituents' perspectives. I was wondering if you can think of some folks in Norridgewock who would be interested in speaking with me about energy issues in Maine. And she said, I am able to send a $15 Visa gift card to anyone who participates in these interviews.
I think that a good format, and like the Norridgewock neighborhood watch thing, that seems like there's a lot of local town members that are active on that, putting basically exactly what you just said on there, presenting that opportunity. I think it'd also be an easy venue to communicate versus having everything in person. I think that she probably get a lot of responses from a lot of people that are in town. If anyone comes up with something better, I think that might be the easiest way to meet the most. Cool.
If anybody in the public is interested in energy issues, then please reach out to the town office and we'll get you in contact with that individual.
Yeah, is it like energy prices or like how you source energy?
She said, such as debates over the CMP corridor and Pine Tree Power. Didn't want to say that for free, but
I got a $15 gift card. I don't have her inbox.
That's a level question right there.
All right, that's it. All right, awesome. I've got nothing, so we'll move over to the town manager report.
Okay, speaking of energy issues, that Pine Tree Power question last week on the ballot drove an unusually high turnout for a referendum only election. We had over, I think 850 voters vote last Tuesday, so it went smooth, but surprisingly high turnout there for the referendum. What we're looking ahead to next is our favorite new thing, which is town meeting on Monday in March, followed by presidential primary on Tuesday, the day after. So that will be our next election. That's going to be a huge burden on the office, but that's the next one. So that'll have a new dimension for, I think, town meeting participation as well. Newest edition of the bridge that came to press today. You've got that in your binders. It's available at the library. It'll be available at the craft fairs this weekend, the Grange Hall, probably historical as well. Something else looking forward, part of my proposed 2024 budget will be to enhance the newsletters. We'll still do them in, we'll create them in-house, but I'd like to have them outsourced for printing and then mail them every door direct mail. So we mail to our portion of the zip code and get that out there. We did that in COVID with funds from the state, but in talking with folks at conferences lately, that's one of the best ways to get people tuned into what's going on and transparency. Not everybody's going to Facebook, not everybody's going here or there, but that's one way we can get it to them. So ideally we'll add a couple more pages to it. And in this one, I'm asking for new contributors, whether it's a one-time or a series, photography, things like that. So we can get a different read on organizations. So far, so good in terms of public perception of that, but I'm going to include that in my budget request. which we will start with, if you're on next regular meeting, you can expect to see that. At the budget anyway. The welcome pack, that's been ongoing, new residents / guests, that's at 20 pages. That's something I'm hoping to get printed out, and I'm gonna submit that request to the TIF once I have it in final draft form. But that's something else, using pictures and information about the town, organizations and things like that. That should be another good marketing piece for us. Nomination papers for town meeting will be available before your next meeting, so that's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. A slate of offices will be open. Obviously, everybody on this board will expire. You'll need to rerun. If you are an incumbent, you have or will receive a letter about your expiring term or terms, and then the information on what those offices are that will be open, and then those will also be listed on the town website and Facebook as well. We'll be closed Thursday and Friday, the 23rd and 24th for Thanksgiving. Safety Works, a division of Department of Labor, provide our annual training for Public Works, Airport and Sewer. So that makes sure that we're in compliance with their training requirements. I've also implemented a new online learning portal for all employees that's free through MMA, our insurance company, to push out additional training as needed, whether it's equipment or a new practice that we've got, things like that, in addition to our internal trainings. That we'll be able to leverage. And then piggyback on that is I was able to certify all of those DOL violations. Those have been sent certified and received by labor. So we should be clear of that. Now that's all that's left is the penalty discussion. And I've not heard anything about that. Town report dedication and Spirit of America award recognitions, members of the board, members of the public. If you have names for those, town report is just, anybody in the town that's made an impact. Spirit of America is volunteer driven. Please get those nominees to me, and then we'll do that amongst board members. Electronic polling is what we've done the last year or so. So we'll continue with that method. The craft fairs, one at Millstream Elementary, the other at the Grange, will be this Saturday, 9 to 2. Planning board meeting was a copy and paste. That is still the 13th of December. 40 Main Street, that's the house that used to be pink, that's now mostly brown. I'd like to thank the tenants there for their responsiveness to my request to the property. I was coming back from getting my tires changed over. They were outside. I talked to them. They said, we'll have it done by Monday. It was done by Monday. So on Main Street, it's really, really appreciated. I didn't have to send certified mail, get a hold of the owner. They were responsive. So that was refreshing, to say the least. Ride Main, which is an affiliate of DOT and the Maine Turnpike Authority, they help with parking lots. And so we talked about that previously with local opportunities for that. They do believe that there'll be funding mechanisms that could support a facility, whether on public or private property here in Norridgewock. They're queuing me up with a team meeting there in the next couple of weeks. And so I'm hopeful that something will come of that. We're really kind of the perfect situation for it because of rural. We don't have public transportation. You talk about ride sharing, and you talk about rural access to quality job opportunities. So we're hitting every one of those points. So I think we've got a strong position there, and as long as the prospective private landowner is willing to work with us still, that should be a wonderful opportunity for us. The Usula Park boat launch replacement float docks, that was what we, a good winter project for local contractors. Get those in before November 30th, so we can hopefully award that December 6th.
This is replacement. This doesn't have anything to do with like the swimming area, right?
No, this is the boat launch.
Okay, just that one's already there. Okay.
Yep. So that is gonna be subject, it'll be covered by insurance, and if there's any gap in our insurance, then FEMA will cover that gap. So, but we've got to bid that out and get what we want. I had a variety of people reach out to me that, because I issued the specs of what we had before, people want to come in and they want aluminum floats and things like that. So I'm just allowing people to send what they want to send, and then we can evaluate at that point in time. So I think cost not a big thing to do as to whether or not it's metal or wood or whatnot. So the dimensions are non-negotiable, the float's non-negotiable. TIF committee will meet on November 27th, and that's an old one there too. Library trustees are meeting tomorrow at 3:30. Their December meeting's up in the air. They'll get together. They're starting their budget tomorrow. But they've got a lot of different activities going on at the library. And you check them out. They've got their own Facebook page and things like that. They've got their wreath making, I think, on the 2nd of December. Good things. Parks Committee, they're going to meet on Monday, just a small group to talk about the stroll and get some organizational stuff there. The stroll and tree lighting will be held on December 9th. starting at 1:30. That'll run the lighted tractor parade. It'll start at 4 at the school. If anybody wants to support this event, participate in it as a business organization or individual, reach out to myself, anybody at the town office, or one of the Parks Committee members, and we'll make sure you get on the map and whatnot. PTG's already stepped up, and after the fact, they're gonna do movie night at the school on the big screen with the Grinch. So that'll start to come together. Fire department, they supported the trunk or treat. So thanks to Jeff and Andrew for their support there. I'm nearing the final FEMA submission. I think that has finally been put to bed for the most part, hopefully finally, but and that'll pay back all of our rainstorm damage from the 4 or 5 inches of rain that we had this spring. MPERS, all of that has been accepted, and we have a call with them the first part of next week. I think it's Tuesday morning at 8 to do Q&A with the employees to answer any questions they might have before we roll into that December the 1st. The rabies clinic is this Saturday, 9 to 11 at the fire station. I will be there to register dogs for anybody that's there that wants to do that. It's $25 an animal. They'll do your cats and whatever else you want to have vaccinated at the same time.
So the vaccination costs us 25 and then you do registration, or is 25 for both?
No, it's 25 just for the vet. That's the vet fee for vaccination, and then it'll be 6 and 11 for your animal.
Okay.
Which if you have your current vaccination, great. If you are previously vaccinated, you want to bring that with you so they can give you 3 years. If your animal is, if not, they'll only give you a 1-year vaccination.
Okay.
Right, it's the same vaccine, but it's just the way it expires. Public Works, they've really been trying to get at this easement issue. I think it leads largely from discouragement where they've gone out in good faith and improved areas. I know at the end of Beach Hill Road, on the dead end Beach Hill, the department several years ago went out and improved the turnaround there, and then the landowner kind of came back and said, "I'm sorry about your luck," and has used it for their own storage. So we're not doing that anymore. That's just not the way it's going to be. We like to operate in good faith, but it doesn't work, I guess. So we were able to secure the Martin Stream Road easement that we filed 2 weeks ago, and now we're approaching the landowner on Nickerson Road, which is the dead end right across from Frederick Corner Road. It's a miserable road to get down. We're burning a half an hour of the turnaround. So we're hoping that in the name of improved road maintenance and what works in the most isolated area of that road, that we'll be able to secure that. But, you know, Rodney's really been getting after trying to chase those down and make it easier for the guys driving truck. The 2024 proposal from Nickerson Yard Maintenance on our property maintenance is proposed at 45,000. So they're keeping flat again over last year. So that will be formally considered at your next regular meeting. Basketball signups are still available online here at the office. That's through the end of this month. Rec committee is going to meet Monday at 5 to discuss budget, programming, ups and downs and whatnot. And then that's the 27th after Thanksgiving. Sewer Commission will meet next week, Tuesday the 21st. The big thing there, we'll review financials, whatnot, but a resident concern about the Sewer Commission discontinuing outdoor meter readings. It affects a very small number of users, but to a small number of users, it means a lot to them. And by a lot, you know, it's $200, $300, $400 a year that they get off their sewer bill because they water gardens and meter it or pools or whatnot. So a resident asked for that, and so the chair has granted that meeting. We'll see what comes out of that. And then I just got a text in that the fire department had taken all of their pumps to be tested. That's always kind of a weary thing this time of the year because it could cost you 25 or 30 grand if something goes wrong. Just a couple small things, and so our interim chief was positive about that. So that's what I have.
Okay, I will move to discussion action on November 5th, general warrant number 20.
I move to accept the $201,860.03.
Second. Here we go. All those in favor of discussing? Okay, discussion. All right. Any discussion?
What's the Somerset Humane Society one?
That's our annual contract with them.
Okay.
Maybe municipal employees help trust. Is that something we always have, or is this something to do that's new with like the MPERS or something like that?
No, that's just our health
That's our
insurance.
Okay. Anybody have anything else? If not, I will look for motion to move. A vote. All those in favor?
Good.
No one? Okay. All right, go to discussion action on airport warrant, number 11.
I move that we accept, 6,281.19 for the airport.
Second.
All those in favor? Any discussion? We'll take a vote. All those in favor? Yeah. Right. I feel like I have to take everything with like a question mark on it.
You're doing great.
All right, discussion action on the sewer commitment.
I move that we accept the $19,405 sewer commitment.
Second.
All those in favor? Any discussion? Move for vote, all those in favor? What was that?
Second, discuss and then vote.
Okay, vote.
You've already voted, yes, no,
You had to do it twice, so we do it and then.
You move, second. Question of discussion,
Mhm.
and then you vote.
So would you say then vote, like,
yeah.
In a second.
all right, let pass, yay, okay, here we go. Now, right, public comment,
Peter, come on.
gotta be itinerary code. All right. Discussion action on trail maintenance building proposal.
All right, so we have. All through the process that we had at the last meeting, I told you that we have the site visit with 3 contractors. I ended up receiving 2 proposals, one from New England Rent to Own LLC, the other one from NF Loose Incorporated. Both would be eligible for discounts, both are residents of the town. So that's all equal. There are disparities between the 2 in terms of the materials that are proposed. The New England Rent to Own is 224,042. The loose totals out to 124,400. And that's about where I'm at. I spoke with Matt, he reviewed these. His position was, you know, there's obviously different in price, but he was comfortable accepting the loose. But he's not here to say that, so.
Sure. Or can we just start discussing this?
You need a motion and a second to get it on the table.
Looking for a motion to put on the table,
Motion to
discuss.
discuss.
A motion to accept the proposal to construct a trail maintenance building and actually Family Memorial Park from
So move.
in the from NF Loose Incorporated in the amount of up to 24,400. So discussion will be about that,
Okay.
if there's a second.
So I can see that we have one that very clearly states like their availability to start this. The other one, it didn't seem like it was as clear. Did we have a? We can do it no later than this week, but is it available, so that means like time frame wise, they're the same. To get started,
So,
am I reading it correctly?
yeah, so New England Rent to Own said that they could start on the specified date. And at the bottom of page 1 of Lucas's proposal, it estimated that it would be 4 to 5 weeks to complete. And that based upon weather dependent, they would start work November 20th.
Okay, so both would be getting done within the time frame that we need in both buildings, the same specs, the same size, like all of that, like we're not getting, one isn't quoting something different than the other.
So there are differences in materials and whatnot. But ultimately it's, you know, this, I didn't do it today, you know, 3,000 pounds, a 5,000 pound max.
So, like I was saying before the meeting, this, as a taxpayer, this is, I feel like, very ramrodding this. Just because there's a lot of discrepancies on what we're using, there's no build spec. This is kind of, like the New England Rent to Own one, it's got all the information, 2x6s, you know, 7/16 OSB sheathing. And Brian does, and Brian's gone into depth on a lot of this stuff, and New England has it, but you're talking $100,000 difference. And that's in what you can't see, you know. This, he doesn't mention anything about rebar in this one, it's $100,000 and there's nothing about rebar in it. but when there's a road. How do you install a road? Do you just put 4 inches over loam, or are we digging it up and actually putting a road in? You know, there's. This, I think we're setting ourselves up to, you could save some money. Brian's a really smart guy, does a really good job. But I think you're gonna set yourself up to pay more money in the long run. Concrete right now is hot mixed water, so you're automatically right now paying more for concrete. Prep for concrete right now is, you can't do concrete on frozen ground, so you have to use thermal blankets and insulation. Again, it's I don't know if we're comparing apples to apples just because of the information, with the information we have, it's. Obviously, you wanna go with one that's $100,000 less, but why is it $100,000 less?
Can you remind us how much the,
Up to
was from the TIF?
130,
I want to say it was 137.5.
something like.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, I feel like we don't have the funds to pay for the other one.
and while it might not necessarily be 1,000% like apples to apples completely, but at the end of the day, it's still a building to the size and spec. It looks like they're both meeting that. Was the first one, because it is 100,000 more. There definitely could be more bells and whistles. There could be more things there, but at the end of the day, I think that if the second proposal, which is within the budget we originally set forth for this project, the time frame we set for it, and it's the size and structure that we're looking for, it kind of ticks all the boxes. That's, I mean, I feel like.
I just,
Have to go with
this
it.
is a bid, and they're gonna be starting in 6 days. That is the most short notice, do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is totally ramrodding something. They're gonna start a project, a building in 6 days, it's November 15th.
Yeah, but that's what they do,
Frozen
like,
ground.
I can tell you, hey, I need something mulched for my house, and you can drive a rig over and you can mulch 10 acres.
Yeah, I
If
can't.
you get the availability of your time,
I don't, that's my thing, if they said we're gonna go mulch this guardrail, I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be in December. But I can mulch in snow, can you pour concrete in snow? I have concrete work to do right now, and we're not doing it until spring.
well, I think we still wanna get the project done in the time frame. So both of them are gonna run into the exact same. Like situation.
I think it's, we're forcing this. I think it'll be cheaper to do it in the summer, spring. I know that no one wants to hear that, but as a taxpayer, it will be cheaper in the spring.
I don't think we're gonna be with mud season and all the
Tell
construction
you
is
what,
gonna get
You have
busier.
6 months of, is putting more, I know for a fact you'll have more bids if it's done in spring. It'll be cheaper in the spring.
There's no way we can guarantee that, because the price of building materials, I don't know how we can guarantee that it's gonna be cheaper to do any time with like volatility of the market.
No, I'm just, I've poured concrete. I've built big barns before. I'm telling you right now, working in the winter time. It's gonna cost, you're costing taxpayers money.
But he's given us the bid. It's, I mean, if he's done this and he runs into the point where he has to heat it and do that stuff, that's gonna be eating out of his profit. It's not cost.
He is, but there's no build spec. There's one guy's got 7/16 OSB, one guy's got 5/8. He's got rebar listed. Is he putting rebar in his? We don't know.
Well, I think that we're not looking at,
It's a build, this is a building. You need something to go off.
so I think for me. This second bid fits everything we're looking for. If person who's an expert at building this is saying they can do it in this time frame, I have to believe that, I mean. Luce is a pretty smart guy and an engineer, and if he's saying he can do this in the time frame, I think we gotta trust that he can, and especially if he's saying, knowing he lives in Maine, he knows the weather.
I'm not,
he's saying he can do it
I
for this
know
price,
Brian,
like,
and he's very smart, he's very good. What I'm saying is. It's very vague that Brian's done a very nice job of mapping everything out. So there's gonna be so many questions, and what about this, and what about that? Because what did you give them to build from? I mean, you give them a picture?
We gave him a picture and then we had an in-person meeting, which was.
But what you guys discussed.
Explain what the needs were of the building, right? Like size wise, what.
And she asked questions and answers, and
So Brian's got 3,000, Jeremy's got 4,000 PSI concrete.
right, didn't get into that. If you want to get into that, then we're gonna talk about.
How heavy is this piece of equipment they're gonna store in there?
Well, I think that. The realization here is that if you want to,
Get it done this year, we're gonna do whatever you need to do.
no, that if you want to do that, then you're gonna. Authorize me to go get an engineering firm, it's gonna cost us another 40 to 50 grand. If you want specs, I can't do that. I have limitations and that's one of them, like I can't do it.
So I think this has been a cloudy project because it's a TIF project. And so like, I think we need to remember that if this was like some other completely like row bottom farm again, who asked for money to do something, we would not be asking all the details of their project. It's money that TIF said, yeah, here you go. We think it's a good project. And because it's going to be owned by the town, we're the ones looking at this. At the end of the day, I think if this came through and this fits the budget, and I'm gonna take your word for it, that Matt said that it would work, I think we need to go forward. I think it's different because it's a TIF project. It's not coming out of like.
I know, but we say that.
So Richard, when you did the walkthrough, were they told it had to be done this winter?
No, we told them that we understood that weather could be an issue,
And
but
then
give us what your availability is and.
everybody was asked to submit
New England
bids.
Rental didn't, but he put a paragraph in here about estimation of work,
Right.
time is of the essence, especially related to ground,
Mhm.
electrical in the ground and concrete pad.
I'm not saying, it has nothing to do with the contractors. Like I said, they're both I know them both personally, they're both very good. It's that you have $100,000 difference, and we don't know why.
But the bid, like, we don't need to dissect the bid, we just need to see if the bid fits our budget and our time frame. I think.
And
again, we're seeing where the
if all the
logic is, but
materials were the same, if they were you, but
we
they're
didn't
not.
ask for specific materials, we asked for a product.
What about building, like the codes? You got any code enforcement that's gonna go through this
We don't enforce.
on a daily?
We don't enforce building code in our population under 4,000.
So are the walls on this one gonna be 24 inches on center or 16? One that specifies, one that doesn't.
16. The loosest at 16.
16 on center for both of them.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? There's,
Also vertical wall 16 on center.
I went through them both when we first sent out to, and there are a few discrepancies, but I think it meets what we're looking for. Timeframe didn't matter. I mean, if it gets done, it gets done. If it doesn't, it's still within what TIF authorized. I personally don't think a local contractor would stick their neck out to build something that they don't think is going to stand up in their own town. So,
Yeah.
they're putting their reputation on the line to say, hey, if we didn't think we could build something that was reputable, they wouldn't have given us this bid. To come back on them after the fact and say, I built shit and my reputation is mud because I built this building for the town and it's garbage. That's just my thought.
So. I would if I could, but I can't, so maybe.
There's a motion and a second on the table, so we don't want discussion.
Is there any more discussion?
The motion at hand is to accept the proposal of NF Loose in an amount up to 124.
So moved.
Oh, it's moved and seconded already. Nope, there's no more discussion.
So vote,
well,
yes.
for Brian, yeah, but just to be clear, has nothing to do about the contractors. I think we're making a mistake doing it now from 6 days. I dug up ground on the farm today and there was 4 inches of frost. Yeah.
Right, so I mean, we've already voted on that, but if he gets into it and it's something that's there, we come back and we just.
Yeah.
If it waits till spring, it waits till spring.
Yeah.
We've accepted that and that is there.
Again, I just, if
Yeah,
you're
no.
willing to wait till spring, why don't you just make it spring and you'll have 5 other contractors, guaranteed.
So, discussion action on new road name, Sitka Way. Do we have to do the address at 11?
Well, no, I'll end up assigning the number itself. This is unique. Normally, I wouldn't assign a road name for access to an individual home, but E911 tells me to assign it from the location of the front door against the road. So this, where you can see it, there are houses in here. So this is where you come across, this is right across from the transfer station.
Yeah.
Places.
And there's that Madison Electric right away that's up through, so they're gonna go up in here almost 3/4 of a mile and build back here. So this street address would actually be greater than this house here, but the point of entrance would be further over. So you're gonna say, okay, well, this should be number
Okay, yeah.
500,
That should.
but it's really gonna be 600
Yeah,
and 560. It's so confusing. So,
Well, you're leaving space so that if someone ever built a house in front of it, you have the numbers, right? Is that what you're saying?
well, no, this technically in the guidelines would be an airport road address, but there are houses that are already in here that would have a higher number than this one here.
Oh, so you're just meaning,
So I'm adding this driveway with it, it's the right of way would be a road, and if somebody else lived in here.
They get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So technically it's a little bit premature.
for like emergency service, that seems like that'd be.
Because you're gonna come to 550 or 600, and then it's gonna go 500 after that.
Do we know why they picked this name?
It's their dog, well, their bulldog.
I'm in,
I,
that's so cute.
So is that a motion?
I make a motion to accept the new road name, Sitka Way.
Second?
Second.
All right. Is this all those in favor? Okay, all right, do we have any other business? You do?
yeah,
All right, we need to add it to the agenda.
if I could get a motion to add me.
So moved.
All right, all those in favor? Everyone?
And we received $100 from Joseph and Leona Corey to support community food access.
Thank you.
Accept.
Yes, so moved.
Second.
And, oh. Everyone? All right, so then I will look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All those. That's everyone.
And we have to pass around some more